What's your type? I only like black girls.
Black girls only? Why?
Because I feel like the blacker, the better.
The blacker the better?
Seeing a beautiful black woman with a white man will almost certainly trigger a white woman's main character syndrome every time. If you're a white woman that follows me right now, you better not be getting that thumb ready to scroll, please.
What's the type in the go to? Date dark secret. I love dark girls.
He's talking about me!
I think you're his type. Oh, I am, bro.
So someone asked me, "Yo, Blake, why do you only like black girls?" First of all, I don't only like black girls. Second of all, white girls are like the food that they eat most, unseasoned. And who the fuck wants unseasoned food? I don't want no unseasoned food. Do you want unseasoned food? That's what I thought.
Have you ever been in a room where a silent conversation is happening, one so loud it's almost deafening? I remember scrolling through my phone one evening, deep in the digital rabbit hole, when I stumbled upon a TikTok video. It was a simple, joyful clip, a white man and a black woman dancing in their kitchen, the kind of pure, unscripted happiness that feels like a warm blanket. But then I made the mistake of reading the comments. The vitriol, particularly from a vocal group of white women, was staggering. It wasn't just disapproval. It was a raw, visceral outrage. It felt familiar, a digital echo of whispers and sideways glances I'd witnessed my entire life. That moment wasn't just about one couple. It was a crack in the facade, revealing a deep, seismic shift in the landscape of modern love and identity. This isn't a trend. It's a transformation. And today, we're going to explore the quiet revolution happening in plain sight, why it's provoking such a loud response, and what it truly tells us about desire, power, and the future of connection.
White boys, let me talk to you real quick. You need to realize, okay? More white men need to realize what an absolute GD privilege it is to be with a black woman, all right? First of all, they have many reasons not to give you the time. And if they do, you better fucking latch on tight and hold on forever. Because when I tell you that they will just make your life better in every way, shape, and form, the black wife effect's a real thing. Now, this pretty much goes for kind of women in general, but especially Grace. When the secrets they will let you in on, just the better version of yourself that you will become, the better looking version of yourself that you will become. You just have no idea what you're missing out on and how basic you've been your entire life until you get one of these women in your life. And it is just magic that you can't even understand until you got it firsthand. So if she gives you the time, fellas, put a goddamn ring on it.
I think some white girls cannot fathom that a girl who's not white can be considered prettier than them.
The funny part about it is not even that they can't fathom a world where you would be considered better looking than them. It's that they know in a lot of cases that you are better looking than them. It's just that they can't fathom you still being picked over them, because at the end of the day, they're still white. Like, the amount of times that I've been like party to this or have watched this happen is insane. Like, the PhD level logic jumps that white women will do sometimes in order for it to make sense to them why you would be like a preference somehow is crazy. Like, in a lot of instances, they will fully admit that you are as good looking or better good looking than they are. But whether or not they realize it cognitively, the underlying thought about their confusion of other people finding you attractive is that they're white. At the end of the day, you might be better looking, but they're white. They are the type, right? Like, like you can't. It's not possible. Like, as a black woman, you could be drop dead gorgeous. You could be like on a scale of 1 to 10 at 10. But in order for it to make sense to them, why they should still like be picked, they'll start taking up points like, oh, you're, got 4C hair, -1. You're dark skinned, -1. Like, you have a black name, oh, that's -1. You're not, then minus. And like, in the instances that you as a black woman are still picked over them, it'll never be because you're more attractive than they are. Even if they know and acknowledge that you are, it will always be there's something wrong or deficient in the man. Like, even if they think that you are more attractive than they are, right? It will never be the reason why someone that they want or they find attractive would pick you over them, right? It can't be that, because at the end of the day, yeah, you might be more better looking, but you're white, right? Like I used to work with this white girl, and neither of us was objectively more attractive than the other, right? I would say we were about like the same level of attractiveness, right? And whenever we went out after work, we were always in like the meat packing, Chelsea, Greenwich, Soho kind of area, right? And there weren't like a ton of black people at the places we were going. And dudes who wanted to hit on us, right, would typically come up in pairs. Like, if there was a black guy and a white guy coming up to us, the black guy would talk to her, the white guy would talk to me, right? If there were two white guys, the objectively more attractive white guy would talk to me, right? And one day we were out, and this guy that she had spotted and thought was really cute ended up coming over to us, but he came over to us to talk to me. And when we were leaving, she was like, it's so crazy, the kind of guys that always try to talk to you. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, yeah, because you're with me, they must think that you're the type of black girl that only dates white guys, and they're clearly like the kind of white guys that only date black girls. Like, they're super into rap and blah, blah. Meanwhile, these are like finance dudes, like wearing Patagonia vests. Like, these were not light-skinned Travis Kelce whites. These were like corn-fed Nebraska whites. Like, this was very much like not the vibe they were putting out, right? But for it to make sense to her that these white boys wanted to talk to me over her, when, in her mind, we're both like equal attractiveness, there has to be something wrong with them. They must just not like white women. It's not that they thought I was more attractive than her, because I'm not more attractive than her. In her mind, we are the same level of attractiveness, but she's white, so she should be the one that they pick. No, they must not like white women.
What we are seeing now is a profound departure from secrecy into sheer audacity. For generations, interracial relationships, particularly between black women and white men, often existed in the shadows, burdened by social stigma and the ugly label of fetishization. But today, a new generation of white men is not just choosing black women. They are proclaiming it. They are creating viral videos, stitching responses to trolls, and publicly venerating the attributes of black women. Their strength, resilience, and authenticity, often in direct, if unspoken, contrast to the more traditional and sometimes restrictive expectations of white femininity. This isn't a quiet, personal choice anymore. It's a loud, public recalibration of value. I remember a college friend, Mark, a soft-spoken guy from a conservative family, who started dating a brilliant and vibrant black woman named Imani. He didn't just bring her home. He became her most vocal defender online, writing long posts about the ignorant comments from his own relatives. His private admiration had turned into a public mission. This public shift challenges a deep-seated social hierarchy where white womanhood was historically enshrined as the pinnacle of desirability. To see that pedestal not just stepped down from, but openly questioned, is a seismic event.
Why is it when a white man likes a black woman, people automatically assume that it's a specific type of black woman? Like, it's the proper, quote unquote, whitewashed black women or light-skinned black women. That's not always the case. That might be for Josh and motherfucking Hunter and shit like that. But baby, I'm a Jamal, you feel me? So I like me a little spice to my life. I like a woman, that's going to speak her mind. I like a woman that's going, tell me like it is and shit like that. Have a backbone, you feel me? That's the type that I like. And as far as the skin tone go, baby, I like light skin, dark skin, shit, caramel skin, brown skin. It don't matter. At the end of the day, black is beautiful regardless. But yeah, I don't know why motherfuckers just automatically assume that white dudes just want to go for, the real, proper black women. I don't know. I don't be feeling that shit at all.
This is not the first time that I explain why I love black women, but I'll be more than happy to explain. So, here are the reasons why that I love black women. So the first reason is because every race and every color is beautiful. However, to me, in my honest opinion, I really, really think that black women are seriously one of the most beautiful, gorgeous, stunning human beings that I've ever come across in my life. Like, looks don't mean everything, but like, just black women have so much beauty. Like, I really just cannot help it, especially like their skin colors. Like, they have such very beautiful skin. And especially the ones who have a dark skin complexion, like the dark skinned black women, I mean. But the problem is that a lot of dark skinned black women receive more hate. Like, they get called girls that are too dark, something like that. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't see any black woman out there that's too dark or too light. Like, she's just a black woman who is full of beauty, period. And I'm going to be honest, I'm more into dark-skinned black women, but I don't care how light, how dark she is. I just want someone who is rightful for me. And the second reason is that black women are very loving people. And the third reason is that black women really, really do not tolerate any kinds of negativity or any kinds of bullshit. Excuse my French, but I'm the same way. As much as I don't tolerate those things, neither do black women. And the other reason is this. Black women stand up for other people that they know and love and care about. Which basically means that they're emotionally strong people. And I'm the same way as well, because no matter what, if I see anybody out there who's, something negative happen toward them, I'm going to stand up for them because I care about them and I love them with all my heart, something like that. Whether they're my friends, whether they're my family, or the person I'm in a relationship with, etc. Black women stand up for people that they know and love and care about. So those are the reasons why I love black women.
And this public shift inevitably provokes a private panic that has boiled over into public outrage. The anger from a segment of white women isn't simply about interracial dating. It's a complex and volatile reaction to what feels like a profound displacement. When the very men you were socialized to see as your natural partners are not only choosing elsewhere, but are loudly explaining why that elsewhere is preferable, it doesn't just feel like rejection. It feels like a systemic demotion. The vitriol in comment sections, the accusations of betrayal, the attacks on the black women's appearance, the claims that these men have lost their way, is the roar of a paradigm being dismantled. I witnessed this once at a trendy coffee shop. A young interracial couple was holding hands in line, simply existing. The glare from a woman across the room was so sharp, so full of contempt. It was almost a physical force. It wasn't about that individual man. It was the look of someone watching a world they understood, a world where their social and romantic value was a given, irrevocably changed. This outrage is the sound of a privilege. Once so inherent it was invisible, being violently revoked.
Seeing a beautiful black woman with a white man will almost certainly trigger a white woman's main character syndrome every time. If you're a white woman that follows me right now, you better not be getting that thumb ready to scroll, please. Because that was embarrassing what happened on that other video. Don't do that. Stay and listen. Like you would want a man to stay and listen when I talk shit about men. Be the change you want to see in the world, okay? Now, you may have heard me talk about main character syndrome in men, which is the idea that they are the main character and that everybody else around them fits into that narrative somehow, either as the sidekick, either as the villain, the mentor, etc. And when you are raised in a hierarchy, especially, again, a hierarchy that involves race as explicitly as the American hierarchy involves it, it's turtles all the way down. It's the same thing all the way down. While white men definitely do have the most amount and like the most egregious case of main character syndrome, everybody who participates in the American hierarchy, in the American caste system, all of these behaviors and actions, like they trickle all the way down. Yes, white men have like this very intense main character syndrome, but white women have also been given a very specific narrative about their place in that situation. And so they also have main character syndrome. That's where when a white man marries a black woman, it triggers white women's narrative. It triggers the narrative that something was taken from them. Because their whole life, they grew up watching white Disney princesses end up with a white Disney prince. So that's how it goes. That's how you play the game, right? You take this doll, and they go together. And that's how you play the game. What's triggered is that you are not supposed to be part of that narrative in any way as a black woman. You are not supposed to reap the benefits of being this close to the top of the hierarchy, right? It's almost like they see it in their eyes as like you've skipped a few steps on the ladder and you've ended up like, you know, in a place that they could have gotten. It's kind of like that problem that white people have with affirmative action, right? It's like, well, what if there was a white person that was qualified to take that spot? And you just took it from them. Like, don't you feel bad? And this is why affirmative action is needed, because people think like that. Like, you just told on yourself very loudly. But that's what it is. They are also confused because a white man isn't supposed to want a black woman. Like, a white man is also supposed to be trained to want a white woman, to want the, like, the aesthetic, right, of a white woman. And just for everybody wondering how I know these things, it's education. Yes.
Hey, I wanted to do a quick follow-up to this trend, the black wife effect. I'm loving these videos, love all the love that we're getting on our video, but wanted to just share that the real good stuff of the black wife effect isn't a glow up. It's not about style or haircuts or how we look or reversing the aging process, but being with my wife for 26 years, married for 24 of them, the impact on my life is just undeniable and unimaginable. I never could have imagined the amazing impacts that this relationship, our marriage, would have in my life. And some of that is directly related to race. It's the ways that she's enlightened me in the spaces I've grown when it comes to my understanding of racial injustice and white privilege, and the way that my heart has changed, hopefully the way my actions have changed. And some of the ways have nothing to do with the color of our skin. The way she's loved me through the loss of my brothers and my parents, the way she's encouraged every dream I've ever had. But I was just thinking, you know, maybe it'd be cool to share some of the stories of the different ways that the black wife effect takes shape. And so if you want to hear some of those stories, maybe I'll share a few more, but I just wanted to say the glow up, that's not even what it's about. There's so much more to the black wife effect than that.
To dismiss this as a social media-fueled trend or mere physical attraction is to miss the deepest layer of this transformation. The draw for many of these white men is rooted in a search for authenticity in an increasingly curated world. After generations of a specific, often repressed, archetype of femininity, the dynamic, unwavering, and woke spirit of a black woman can feel like a revelation. This isn't about exoticism, though that pitfall certainly exists. It's about alignment. Consider our current cultural moment, a decade of Black Lives Matter, #MeToo, and a loud conversation about systemic injustice. A man who is genuinely engaged with these ideas is often subconsciously seeking a partner whose very existence is a testament to resilience and truth-telling. He isn't looking for someone he needs to protect from the world. He's looking for a partner who knows how to navigate its complexities, because she's been doing it her whole life. A colleague of mine, David, who is white, once told me that dating his now wife, Chloe, a black journalist, felt like finally finding someone who wasn't speaking a script. He said, "She saw the world in high definition, with all its shadows and light, and she challenged me to open my eyes wider." He was drawn not to a stereotype, but to a profound and earned depth of character.
All right, we got living proof that the black wife effect is real. Travis Kelce, before, when he used to date black girls, apparently. Travis Kelce now, he dates Taylor Swift. He looked like he went from smelling like Creed to smelling like rich mahogany. He looks like the type of guy that might sit his nieces and nephews on his lap and tell them a story before bed. He looks like the type of guy that smokes a pipe and wears slippers at home. Magnum P.I. vibes. I'm getting Magnum P.I. vibes, guys. He does look like the type of guy that might smile like this, so that mustache overhangs his bottom lip as well as his top lip. Ohio State police officer. That strict Ohio State police officer that might pull you over for a brake light, but then let you go last minute. You'll stay safe, buddy. You made us look good, Travis Kelce here. Here, I'm not so sure. 1970s porn star, yeah. What's the type in the girl though?
Date dark secret. I love dark girls.
I think you're his type.
Oh, I am, bro.
Hey, bro, you're invited to the cookout, my guy.
No.
Did you just reject my friend?
No, he said he loves her, bro. He said he loves her. He wants her, bro. What about you?
Bigger girls.
Bigger girls?
Yeah,
You like plus size models? Yeah.
While the emotions are real, the global firestorm is meticulously engineered by the architecture of social media itself. Platforms like TikTok and Instagram are not passive stages. They are active, algorithmic provocateurs. They identify a point of friction, in this case, interracial dating, and pour gasoline on it, because conflict equals engagement. A joyful video of a couple is identified by the algorithm and served not only to a supportive audience, but also to a demographic likely to react with outrage. Every angry comment, every defensive reply, signals to the algorithm that this is high-value content, pushing it further into the spotlight and creating a self-perpetuating cycle of performance and pain. This is why the men in these dynamics often become so loud. Their proclamations are frequently defensive performances, shields raised in a digital coliseum for an audience of trolls. What might be a quiet, personal bond in the real world becomes a loud, public battleground online because the platform's economy is built on our attention, and nothing captures attention like a war. We must learn to separate the amplified digital drama from the nuanced reality of human relationships.
So a while ago, I think last year, this one black girl came on here and she basically made a video saying that sometimes white women cannot fathom when an attractive or conveniently attractive white man likes a woman of color. And I just wanted to come on here and give my experience from that, because experiencing that in real time, especially now that I'm older, I really wish I would have said something sooner. So let me take you back. This is like 5-6 years ago. And anywho, I was going on a date with this boy, and me and this said boy, we worked together at like a pizza shop for a couple years, and he eventually asked me on a date. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go with you. I mean, we've been friends for a while. Sure, why not? So we go on said date. We go to get ice cream, right? And we go to Ben & Jerry's, about all the places. So I think this is, we've been working together since like freshman year of high school, and then I think this was like our first summer home from college. And we go to Ben & Jerry's, and, we're sitting there, we're talking, we're waiting, we're, having a good time. And then he sees some of his friends that attend the same college. Said friends were white women, right? And they could clearly see that we were on a date. We were sitting next to each other. We were kind of like holding hands, doing X, Y, and Z. So once they saw him, right? Keep in mind, once they saw him, they literally screamed his name. They ran over, basically bum rushed over him, dragged him from the table that we were sitting at. Keep in mind, like a table right here, he's like right here next to me. They literally picked him up, dragged him, and they go over there and have a conversation. And at first, I wasn't thinking anything of it because this is like our first summer home from college, and, he probably just hasn't seen his friends. So as I'm sitting over there by myself eating my ice cream, this goes on for about a good 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm just like, okay, cool. So said guy comes back. We're going to call him John. So John comes back, and then he was just kind of like annoyed, shaking me off, kind of laughing. And I'm like, oh, did they harass you and say, oh, you like black girls now? And he was like, yeah, they did. And I was simply just joking, but it just became a simple fact. And keep in mind, we continued our date. We had a really good time, but they kept looking over at us. They kept pointing. They kept laughing. And I don't think they could, come to terms that John, who was a very good looking, attractive guy, he still is, was on a date with a black woman, and not only a black woman, but a woman of color. And not only was I black, a woman of color, but I had short hair. Like I was buzz cut bald. And I think about that a lot because they tried to distract him from the date. They took him away from me during the date, and they kept making rude comments and remarks. And then as we were getting up and leaving, they made to say, bye, John. Can't wait to see you when we get back to school. We missed you so much, and gave him like hugs and stuff in front of me. And it's just like, what the fuck is going on? Very weird, very fucking weird. And yeah.
Yet, in the shadows of this manufactured conflict, a more powerful and transformative story is unfolding. The rise of unexpected solidarity. A growing number of white women are refusing to be weaponized by the algorithm or trapped in a cycle of competition. They are becoming crucial allies, using their privilege to call out racism, educate their own circles, and, most importantly, recognize that the true enemy is not each other, but the patriarchal and white supremacist systems that have always pitted women against one another to maintain control. I've seen this powerfully in online communities where white women actively report and shut down racist harassment targeted at Black women. They're having difficult conversations with their families, realizing that the fight for Black women's right to love freely is inextricably linked to their own liberation from rigid societal expectations. This is the path forward, opting out of the toxic rivalry and understanding that true power lies in coalition, not competition. So, where does this leave us? This is not a story of winners and losers. That is the simplistic, divisive language we must unlearn. This is a story about humanity's messy, painful, and beautiful evolution. It's about breaking centuries-old chains and daring to define love and partnership on our own terms. The old photo album is a relic, a record of a world that is fading. The challenge for all of us now is not to choose a side in a digital war, but to consciously step off the battlefield altogether. The challenge is to build a world where love is not a statement, but a simple human truth, free from the weight of history, outrage, and algorithms. The shift has happened. The question is, will we have the courage to build something new and more beautiful in the space it has created?